I never thought I'd be the type of person who would look up psychological tricks or manifestation hacks to get someone to call me. But when you're heart deep into someone who seems to have suddenly gone silent, you'd be surprised at the lengths you'll go. And that's exactly what happened with me and Daniel. Daniel Pierce wasn't just any guy. He was the kind of man who walked into a room and pulled all the oxygen with him. Sharp jawline, deep-set blue eyes, and a voice that could anchor you even when life felt like a storm. We met at a friend's bonfire party one August night in Oregon. I was just visiting home after my final semester at UCLA, unsure about life and avoiding real decisions. Daniel was a local EMT, someone who had already built a life that made sense, structured, simple, and calm. The connection was instant. We talked for hours beside the fire while others drank and played card games. Our conversations were so effortless, you'd think we had known each other for years. By the end of that night, he kissed me under a sky scattered with stars, and it felt like something real was beginning. Over the next few weeks, we were inseparable. Coffee dates turned into full days spent hiking, watching old movies, and making late-night pancakes in his tiny kitchen. He was gentle with me, patient and curious. He asked questions that no one else had bothered to ask. And just when I started letting myself believe in him, he started pulling back. The texts became shorter, the replies slower. The calls stopped altogether. My heart sank. I began second-guessing everything. Was I too much? Did I come on too strong? Did I read too much into the way he smiled when he looked at me? I waited 3 days after his last message before I finally broke down and sent him a simple, "Hey, hope you're doing okay" text. No response. I tried calling straight to voicemail. That night, I sat on my bed with my laptop open, typing in things I'd never imagined I'd search. How to get someone to call you. Law of attraction specific person. Manifest a text instantly. It felt ridiculous. But in the middle of all that digital noise, I stumbled upon something strange but oddly compelling. An old forum thread where someone detailed a visualization trick. They swore it worked, and the comments were filled with people claiming similar results. I almost laughed, but I bookmarked it anyway. The trick was simple. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Imagine the person's face as vividly as you can. Picture them picking up the phone, dialing your number, hearing it ring, and then saying your name as you answer. The key, according to the post, wasn't just visualizing, it was feeling. You had to believe it was happening in real time. I didn't really believe it would work. But I figured I had nothing to lose. So I dimmed the lights in my room, sat cross-legged on my bed, and did exactly what the post said. I visualized Daniel's name popping up on my phone. I imagined his deep voice saying, "Hey Lily." I imagined smiling and hearing the warmth in his voice. Then I released the thought. I didn't cling to it. I went on with my night. 1 minute. That's what the post had claimed. I didn't expect anything, but less than 60 seconds later my phone buzzed. Froze. It was Daniel. I stared at the screen in disbelief. For a moment I thought maybe my mind was playing tricks on me. But no, his name was right there. I picked up, and sure enough, his voice came through, shaky but warm. "Hey Lily," he said. I don't even know why I'm calling. I just felt like I had to. I couldn't speak for a second. My heart pounded in my chest. Was it real? Did that visualization really work? We talked for an hour that night. He admitted he'd pulled back because he was scared. His last relationship had ended in betrayal, and when things got real between us, he panicked. It felt too good, he said. Too real. I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't confront him. Just listened. And for the first time in days I felt calm. Over the next few weeks we rebuilt what we had. Slowly. I didn't push. I didn't beg. And every time doubt crept in, I returned to that little trick. Not out of desperation, but because it reminded me of something important. The power of belief. Now, I'm not here to sell you magic. This isn't about casting spells or controlling someone's mind. It's about the energy you project and the focus you create. When you truly believe something is possible, your entire demeanor shifts. You become lighter, more confident, more open, and that energy is magnetic. Here's the part one hadn't realized until much later. That visualization didn't force Daniel to call me. What it did was align me with the version of myself that wasn't desperate or afraid. It helped me step out of the spiral of anxiety and back into the self-assured woman he first fell for. The truth is, people feel energy. They sense when you're calm, confident, and grounded. They also sense when you're needy, frantic, or clinging. That 1-minute trick worked not because it manipulated reality, but because it reset me. I've since shared that story with a few friends. Some laughed, some tried it and were amazed. One of my closest friends, Brianna, used it after a messy misunderstanding with her ex. She visualized him calling and apologizing, and within 10 minutes, he texted asking if they could talk. Coincidence? Maybe. But I think it's something more. There's something powerful about holding space in your mind for what you want. Not in a controlling way, but with openness and intention. Creates an emotional anchor. Sets a tone. And most importantly, it reconnects you with your own inner clarity. Daniel and I are still figuring things out. We're not perfect. We have our ups and downs. But we've built something rooted in truth now, not fear. And every time I look back on that strange, almost surreal night, I smile. Not because the trick was magic, but because it reminded me that I'm never as powerless as I think. So, if you're reading this and someone has gone quiet, and you're sitting there overanalyzing their last message, pacing around, staring at your phone, try this. Breathe. Sit still. Visualize them calling you. Not with neediness, not with desperation, but with the pure belief that it's already done. Picture the call. Hear your phone ring. Feel the warmth in their voice. And then let it go. Go make some tea. Go watch a show. Go live your life. Sometimes the moment we stop chasing is the moment everything shifts. And if they don't call, you'll still win. Because you'll have remembered what it feels like to be centered, strong, and whole, whether or not they ever pick up the phone.